The Tragedy of Paul Gascoigne. How he lives is sad. Paul Gascoigne, affectionately known as Gazza, emerged as England's football prodigy, dazzling spectators with his mesmerizing skills on the pitch. His talent was undeniable, capturing the hearts of fans and earning him a place among the country's brightest hopes for sporting glory. Yet, behind the cheers and applause lay a story far more complex than the typical rise to stardom. Gazza's journey was one of highs and lows, marked by a series of personal tragedies and battles with addiction that threatened to overshadow his footballing brilliance. With the ball at his feet, he was a maestro, capable of orchestrating plays with precision and flair. His performances for both club and country left audiences spellbound, cementing his status as a true icon of the game. But for Gazza, life off the pitch was a different game altogether. Despite his success on the field, he grappled with demons that lurked in the shadows, haunting him at every turn. The bright lights of fame cast a stark contrast to the darkness within, as he struggled to cope with the weight of his own expectations. Throughout his career, Gazza's battles with addiction were well documented, serving as a poignant reminder of the fragility of human nature. His struggles became a part of his narrative, adding layers of depth to the story of a man who was both hero and anti-hero, depending on the day. Yet, despite the setbacks and obstacles he faced, Gazza remained a symbol of resilience, refusing to be defined by his shortcomings. His journey was one of redemption as much as it was of struggle, a testament to the power of the human spirit to overcome even the most daunting of challenges. In the eyes of many, Gazza will always be more than just a footballer. He is a reminder of the fragility of fame and the complexities of the human experience. His legacy extends beyond the boundaries of the pitch, serving as a cautionary tale and a source of inspiration for those who dare to dream. As we reflect on the life and career of Paul Gascoigne, it's impossible not to be captivated by the sheer magnitude of his story. He may have been England's brightest hope on the football field, but his journey serves as a reminder that true greatness lies not in the trophies won or the records broken, but in the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity. Gazza's story is one of triumph over tragedy, a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit to rise above even the darkest of circumstances. The date was May 18, 1991, a day etched in the memories of football fans worldwide. The stage was set for the FA Club final, a battleground where legends were born and dreams realized. For Paul Gascoigne, affectionately known as Gazza, it was supposed to be another chapter in his fairy tale journey to footballing greatness. Just a year prior, Gazza had overcome a poster boy of English football, captivating audiences with his electrifying performances during the 1990 FIFA World Cup in Italy. His skill, flair, and undeniable charisma had propelled him to superstardom, earning him a place in the hearts of fans across the globe. But fate had other plans for Gazza that fateful day at Wembley Stadium. As the final whistle blew, signaling the culmination of another grueling season, tragedy struck in the form of a devastating injury. It was a cruel twist of fate, a moment that would forever alter the course of Gazza's career. The injury marked the beginning of a downward spiral for Gazza as the bright lights of fame dimmed, and a dark cloud of uncertainty loomed overhead. No longer the nimble maestro orchestrating plays with ease, Gazza found himself sidelined, his on-pitch exploits overshadowed by a relentless onslaught of abuse. For Gazza, the road to recovery was fraught with obstacles, both physical and emotional. The once invincible midfielder now found himself grappling with doubt and insecurity, questioning whether he would ever regain the form that had made him a household name. As the years passed, Gazza's struggle with addiction and personal demons became increasingly apparent, casting a shadow over his once illustrious career. The man who had once been England's brightest hope on the football field now found himself battling his inner demons in a desperate bid to reclaim his former glory. Yet, despite the setbacks and hardships he faced, Gazza remained a symbol of resilience and determination. His journey was a testament to the indomitable human spirit, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, hope could still flicker in the darkness. When thoughts turn to Paul Gascoigne these days, it's hard to shake off the image painted by the tabloids, a haunting portrait of addiction, turmoil, and shattered dreams. The once mighty midfielder, who once graced the footballing stage with his dazzling talent, now finds himself cast in a different light, a shadowy figure battling his inner demons in the harsh glare of public scrutiny. The headlines paint a grim picture: the emaciated figure hunched over in despair, the chronic struggles with addiction that seem to know no end. Behind closed doors, tales of domestic turmoil and mental anguish unfold, each chapter more heartbreaking than the last. Gazza's life has become a tragic saga, a cautionary tale of the perils of fame and the pitfalls of unchecked ambition. But perhaps the most poignant moment in Gazza's descent into darkness came during the FA Cup final, a clash that would forever be etched in the annals of football history, albeit for all the wrong reasons. It was here, in the heat of battle, that Gazza's inner turmoil spilled onto the pitch in a moment of reckless abandon. His tackle on Gary Charles was more than just a foul. It was a manifestation of the chaos that had consumed his life, physically and psychologically out of control. Gazza's actions spoke volumes about the depths of his despair, the inner turmoil that threatened to consume him whole. In that fleeting moment, Gazza was a man adrift in a sea of chaos, his once formidable talents overshadowed by the weight of his own demons. The FA Cup final became a battleground not for just football supremacy, but for Gazza's very soul, a desperate struggle for redemption in the face of overwhelming odds. And yet, even amidst the chaos and despair, there remains a glimmer of hope, a faint flicker of light in the darkness. For Gazza, the journey is far from over. Despite the setbacks and struggles, he remains a fighter, a man determined to reclaim his place in the world one step at a time. Though his battles may be far from over, Gazza's story is far from finished. As long as there is breath in his lungs and fire in his heart, he will continue to fight, to overcome, to endure, and to rise above the chaos that threatens to consume him. For in the end, it is not the struggles we face that define us, but how we choose to face them. And for Gazza, the choice is clear: to keep fighting no matter the cost. Paul Gascoigne's journey began in the gritty streets of Gateshead, a working-class town with its fair share of trials and tribulations. Born in 1967, he entered the world with the odds stacked against him, a troubled childhood looming on the horizon. At just 10 years old, Gascoigne was thrust into the harsh realities of life, facing a tragedy that would haunt him for years to come. It was a seemingly ordinary day, much like any other, when fate intervened in the cruelest of ways. Walking alongside a friend's younger brother, Gascoigne found himself in the wrong place at the wrong time. In a heartbreaking twist of fate, the young boy was struck down by an ice cream fan, his life snuffed out in an instant. Gascoigne, powerless to stop the tragedy unfolding before his eyes, could only watch in horror as his friend's sibling slipped away. The weight of that moment bore down on Gascoigne, leaving an indelible mark on his young psyche. The trauma of witnessing death at such a tender age shook him to the core, instilling a deep-seated fear that would linger for years to come. For Gascoigne, the incident was more than just a tragic incident. It was a harsh lesson in the fragility of life, a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of the world around him. It was a burden he would carry with him throughout his formative years, shaping his worldview and influencing his actions in ways he could never have imagined. In the midst of his grief, Gascoigne found solace in the one thing that had always brought him joy: football. On the pitch, he could escape the harsh realities of life, if only for a fleeting moment. With a ball at his feet, he felt invincible, capable of anything the world threw his way. But even as he dazzled spectators with his prodigious talent, the specter of that tragic day loomed large in the recess of his mind, a constant reminder of the fragility of life and the fleeting nature of happiness.